We have Miss Shelly Lefkoe, and she's dropping a lot of value today on how do we eliminate those beliefs that are holding us back in this life. We're going to be diving into this episode of the Happy Hustle Podcast.
Do you want blissful balance in your personal and professional life? Great. What's up, guys? My name is Carrie Jack, and I want to help you happy hustle a life you love, one full of passion, purpose, and positive impact. I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur, a professional model/actor, a digital marketing specialist, a podcast host, author, a biohacker, an eco-warrior, a martial artist, a hippie cowboy, and a humanitarian. My goal is to educate, inspire, and entertain you to live a life of passion, purpose, and positive impact. It is time to happy hustle your dream reality.
All right, Shelly Lefkoe, welcome, my friend, to the Happy Hustle Podcast. I am super excited to rock the mic with you.
I am super excited to be here.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. I mean, we had an instant connection just, in the pre-chat, and I'm really stoked to dive into your work. I mean, you are the co-founder of the Lefkoe Institute. Your clients are people who've struggled with changing longstanding behavioral and emotional issues such as procrastination, fear, and relationship issues. And your approach frees them to live more joyful lives. You also have a #1 best-selling book, Hitting the Wall, and you have over 30,000 individual clients that you have made lasting changes for, amongst many other things. You're a mother and a happy hustler. And I'm really excited to, again, just extract your wisdom and share it with our amazing tribe of happy hustlers. But before we get into that good stuff, Shelly, what is something interesting about yourself that not too many people know?
Oh, I was going to say something. Oh, that's interesting. I was on television when I was 3.5 years old till I was 5.5 years old on national television.
Whoa.
And nobody knew about it because my mother used to say, just remember, you're not special. And she was the most loving human being on the planet, but she didn't want me to think I was better than anybody else. So I had this belief, talk about beliefs, that it's not okay to be special. And so I never told anybody I was on TV. And when I wrote I just had a book come out, I told the story in the book. So now people know, but for a long time, nobody knew.
What were you on TV for? Now I got to know.
This is pretty bizarre. I was very precocious, and my mother's friend wrote a letter and got me on this show called Juvenile Jury. And it was a panel show. Carrie, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
People used to kids would come on and tell us their problems, and we would help them with their problems.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is what I do now. So
yeah. Look at you. Started early.
efficient.
Jeez, that's a little foreshadowing, isn't it?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, very. Well, I always like to kick things off with a bang. I mean, you have quite the robust backstory, and I know it's out there, and you've done tons of podcasts. And I like to just get right into the meat and potatoes. How can we add the most value to the happy hustlers listening and watching to maximize their time? And specifically, I want to start with how our beliefs actually sabotage our business and our lives. I know it's a big question, but hit us with it, Shelly.
Well, since that's the subtitle of my book,
Yeah.
eliminate the beliefs that sabotage your business and your life.
Yep.
Hitting the wall. So our beliefs are mostly unconscious. And how they get formed is, and this is great because you just had a little one. We come into this world and we don't know if we're good enough or not good enough. We don't know what makes us good enough. We don't know if life is easy or hard. We don't know if money is scarce and hard to get, or it flows with great abundance. And what happens is and your baby is too young for this, but what happens is when they become 2 years old, they start talking, they start asking why, right? Why? And I've asked parents I have clients in every country. I have a client in Saudi Arabia. And I ask them, when your child, if you have a child, what do they do when they see you? And everybody says they run to me. And I say, what do they want? And they want three things: affection, attention, and acknowledgement. And
Mm.
then I say, what's the one word question every child asks all day long? I've done workshops in, Vietnam and Russia and every place. And they all say the same thing. Why?
Yeah.
Why can't I live up to my parents' expectations? Why are they criticizing me all the time?
Mm.
Why are they always worried about money? Why
Mm.
is nobody paying attention to me? Now, everybody who's listening who has kids, listen. Why are my parents looking at their iPhone while I'm talking to them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I must not be important.
Mm.
And we think that we actually see, and this is why no one can, not no one, this is why most people don't really know how to get rid of beliefs, because they
Mm.
don't address the fact that it's impossible to not believe something you think you saw.
Mm.
And when I say to clients, doesn't it seem like you saw I'm not good enough? They say, I did. Doesn't it? I always feel like I'm going to lose credibility, but it's true. I worked with 5 Harvard PhDs who had the belief I'm stupid.
Oh, wow.
Because when they were kids, one of them had a father who smacked him on the back of the head and called him genius every time he made a mistake. So he concluded, I'm stupid. And
Mm.
the fact that I said to him, how'd you, but you have a PhD from Harvard. This was a long, long time ago with
Yeah.
the first one. And I'll never forget it, Carrie. He said to me, oh, I conned my way through Harvard.
Oh, geez.
That's the power of beliefs. So,
Yeah.
how our beliefs affect us. So, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, because your audience is who they are.
Yeah.
Workaholism
Mm.
are the beliefs I'm not good enough,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not important,
Mm-hmm.
but what makes me good enough and important is achieving things.
Mm.
So here's a beach ball. My fist, most of you are probably listening to this. So my fist is a beach ball. And what makes me good enough are my achievements. And the fist, the beach ball, is I'm not good enough. So as long as I'm achieving, I hold that beach ball underwater. But as soon as I stop, as soon as I go on vacation with my family, or as
Mm.
soon as I, go try to do a hobby, what, what comes up is I'm not good enough. So I have to keep achieving and achieving and achieving. And it's like a heroin addiction.
Yeah.
And I've had clients call me and say, Shelly, I don't know my kids. I'm on my second wife. When is it going to be enough? I'm on the cover of business publications. I had one guy say to me, I'm worth $20 million. When is it going to, $10 million? When is it going to be enough?
Mm.
And I say never, because you got to get rid of the beliefs.
Whew. Yeah. That.
Another one, I just want to say one more thing because you asked a great
Go
question.
ahead.
How do
Yeah.
beliefs impact your life? So,
Yeah.
one of the most common beliefs, and by the way, you can know that your beliefs are not true, and it doesn't, they knew they were not stupid. They went to Harvard, but your
Yeah.
beliefs win out. So, if you have the belief,
Mm.
as most people do, even though you can write a book about it, mistakes and failures are bad. And if I make a mistake or fail, I'll be rejected. That's going to impact how you are in business. If you have a belief, the only way to have control is to dominate, you're going to be an authoritative uh, boss,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have the belief the only thing people understand is yelling because that's what your father did, you're going to yell at people. So
Yeah.
you can read all the books about how to have a great culture, and it doesn't matter. Your beliefs are going to run the show.
Yeah. It's so true. And I mean, I just want to kind of reiterate what you said because it was powerful, especially the high achievers, the happy hustlers out there listening and watching. This is something we talk about. We deem it the more disease. Inside my book, I write about it. But, it's this belief that I'm not good enough, I'm not important enough. But what makes me good enough and important enough is my achievements. And so I need more and more and more. And I feel like it's this vicious disease that we get infected with. And I
Yes.
literally call it the more disease, where we constantly want more money, more clients, more love, more followers, more cars, more toys, all the stuff, but we don't exercise the power of contentment. And we don't really just be grateful for what we really do have. What's your take on this concept of more disease, and how do we cure it?
Yeah. Um, I love that. The more disease. It's exactly what it is. It's, I call it a heroin addiction, but
Yeah.
that's what it is. I need more. I need more.
Yeah.
And it's never enough
Right.
because our beliefs are like the roots
Mm.
that hold everything into place. And you can, if, you get to the end of your life, Carrie, and nobody turns around and goes, God, I wish I had more.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know
Yeah.
and I look at you, you're in Montana, you're in a great place to go out in the woods and be with nature and be I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you something, and
Yeah.
this is a good answer to your question, and then I'll tell you how you change it.
Yeah.
My late husband wrote 3 books. He created a process that changes lives faster and better than anything I have ever seen. And I've been on the planet for a while, as you can see.
No. What are you,
um,
21, 20, 22?
yes, 21. Exactly. Exactly. And when he died, at his memorial, I had 100 people. It was very last minute. My daughter wanted to go back to Hawaii, and she said, let's do it. So we threw it together. 100 people came. And every one of them, it always makes me cry,
Mm.
every one of them who got up and spoke, which was over 50 people before I stopped it, they said, he was the most loving person I ever met.
Wow.
He was non judgmental.
Mm.
2 people said, I knew him over 40 years and I never heard him say a bad word about anybody.
Wow.
They said he was present. He made you feel like you were the most important person in the world.
Wow.
And my daughter stood up and said, I not only knew I was loved unconditionally every day of my life, but to never feel judged. That was my father.
Wow.
They talked about who he was,
Yeah.
not what he did.
Right.
No one gives a shit. It's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
least interesting thing about you.
Right.
Who are you? That's
Mm.
what people are going to remember.
Yeah. That's
So,
powerful, Shelly. Dang.
yeah. Yeah, and it was stunning because I had been saying that to people. I once sent out a holiday card that said, what you do interests people, who you are inspires them.
Mm.
Who you are. That's why every speaker gets up and starts talking about their failures, because they want to inspire people. They want people to know I didn't just wake up and become successful. That's not inspiring, right?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
usually pulling up everybody's I'm not good enough.
Yeah. The
Right?
hero's journey.
The hero's journey, exactly. So, how you get rid of it. Now I'm going to give your listeners a real treat, um, that I don't always do in podcasts, but I want to leave you with something, because how you
Please.
get rid of it is eliminate beliefs. And I
Mm.
can't, I mean, if we had time, I can come back and take everybody through it, and that takes a while. But I'm going to also give you access to eliminate a belief for free. But you
Amazing.
have to eliminate the beliefs and go through
Mm.
this process. So that's the answer to how you get rid of it.
Mm.
Now, there is a way. We have a tool that allows you to get rid of any negative emotion in the moment. And that's actually what got me through my husband's death, is when I didn't want, grieving is healthy, not wanting to get out of bed is not. And I would use this tool every single day that I'm going to teach you. And it's very simple to get myself out of bed and enjoy the day.
Mm.
But I love what you said. We're putting together a course called, it's going to be a high ticket course called Fully Alive.
Mm.
And in my book, Hitting the Wall, I talk about watering all the plants.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had a lot of plants in your house, you would never water just one, right? Because the rest of them would either die or not be very healthy.
Right.
And yet, listeners, a lot of you water your career plant, and you're, in these big mastermind groups, and you're very successful and you have toys. How's your family life?
Yeah.
How's your romantic life? How's your sex life? I ask
Yeah.
people all the time, how's your sex life? And they go, oh, well, once in a blue moon. It's like, what? What? That's one of the greatest things in life. Why would you
Yeah.
not be having sex? It's
You're
insane,
not wrong.
right?
Yeah.
Right? I say, how's your health? Do you work out? Do you eat healthily? Do you take care of your body? Right? How's your recreational life? I play pickleball at least once and sometimes twice a day. Right? I
Nice.
get up every morning and I go to the gym 6 days a week. Now I'm like a
Good for you.
pickleball fanatic. So I go play pickleball. I come home, I run my business, I work all day, and then I go back and I play again, or I go out to dinner with friends. I skydived for my 65th birthday. Now you
Let's
know
go, Shelly.
how you have a sense of how old I am. I mean, I have a life. I go
Yeah.
to Hawaii every 3 months to see my family. And there's this whole thing about you can't have balance in your life, and it's a myth, and it's blah blah blah. No, it's not.
Ah,
It's not.
let's go.
You That 9-month-old baby
Yeah.
is going to be 21 and out of the house before you know it. And to enjoy that, to
Yep.
have that time, and to have it, everyone, where you're not listening to the voice in your head going, oh God, you should be at work, and are you making money, and are you doing this, and
Mm-hmm.
but what about this, and is there's in it, and blah blah blah. No, to be present with your child, to be present playing your sport, or doing what, or running or hiking or whatever it is that you do.
Yep.
Life should be full and vibrant, and all your plans should be vibrant.
Ah, you are preaching to the choir, Shelly. Let me tell you, girl, this is amazing, because the happy hustlers who follow the show and have read the book, but we talk about the plants. We just call them alignments, but I have to share them with you because I feel like you would appreciate them. So
Yeah.
this is our soul mapping framework. It's your soul's map to the blissfully balanced promised land. And our whole thing is,
Oh, I
how
love
how do you
that.
how do you blissfully balance your life, and both personally and professionally, right? So the S stands for selfless service, right? Being a good Samaritan, we say give insight, finances, and time, right? And then we talk about optimized health, just like you said, playing pickleball, getting after it, taking care of yourself. Then we talk about unplugging digitally, being present, like getting rid of the distractions, the Netflix, the podcast, the YouTube, and being present and like having those blocks. Then we talk about loving relationships, right? What's it all for if you don't have the love in your life? So that's the soul part. Okay. Now we got
Awesome.
the mindful spirituality is the M in mapping. Okay, connecting to a higher power. We don't necessarily care one religion or another. I just think it's important to have faith in something bigger than yourself, right? Then abundance financially. Yes, that is a piece of the puzzle, but it's not, the whole puzzle, right? Which most people I feel like get it twisted. Then we have personal development. You're either growing and evolving, or you're shrinking and dissolving. Passionate hobbies, like you said, doing fun things for yourself, filling your own cup. I got men's league soccer tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to it. I go fly
Love,
fishing and horseback riding, and
love, love.
I have my hobbies that fill my cup, right? Then impactful work, doing things that you love. We talk about I know they're cliche buzzwords, but passion, that inward calling on your heartstrings, then purpose, that outward serving mission, and then to make a positive impact ultimately. That's what it's all about. And then nature connection. That's the N in soul mapping. And that's getting outside in our beautiful planet. And oh, by the way, protecting it, being a part of the solution, voting with your dollar,
Love,
supporting B corporations. So that's our whole framework, Shelly. I'll send you the book in our magnet. But
love,
yeah,
love, love, love. I have to tell you, this is so great. I love. We're so aligned.
yes.
So I have a daughter who lived in Hawaii, and she was my non-spiritual daughter. And then I have
Mm,
the other one who's on the personal growth journey, right?
gotcha.
And so a few years ago, she did ayahuasca,
Mm,
and
okay.
it had a profound impact on her. She stopped drinking and stopped being a bartender, and she just very, very profound. And so she always she used to tell me, I hated when you used to talk about sessions when I was a kid. I would come downstairs and I go, oh my God, I had this session and this client, and they're not procrastinating anymore, and they're not, what are you going to, and I would be so happy and excited. So she has this profound experience. Now she decides she's going to take our training and get certified to do what I do.
Oh, wow.
Now, all of a sudden, every phone call, Mom, I worked with this woman and she was in an abusive relationship and she left her husband. And
Oh, wow. That's,
it's the cutest thing. So,
that's,
my point is, in your um, making a contribution,
yeah.
is, I believe, um, it's the thing that gets me out of bed every morning. It's like, what could be better? And I really do believe that the thing that makes people the happiest is when you make a difference in somebody else's life.
Amen. That's what Zig Ziglar talks about, right? You can have everything you want in this life if you just help enough other people get what they want. And he was a
Yeah.
digital mentor for me. I met Tom, but you probably know him, don't you?
Zig?
Or yeah.
I don't.
Oh no.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No,
Oh,
I don't.
I
Yeah.
was wondering if maybe back in the day, but yeah, I know you talk about meaning as well. Like meaning, you mentioned, sits on the foundation of beliefs. I was very interested when you said that in my research ahead of time. And I was like, meaning is such an interesting part to explore in the belief process. Let's unpack meaning for everyone out there, and how do
Okay.
we give meaning, and
Yes.
ultimately how do we take it away?
So that's the trick. That's the tool that I'm going to teach you, is the meaning. So we have a course called the Occurring Course. And at the end of 10 weeks, Carrie, I swear to God, people come out like gurus. It's just like they don't fight with their spouses anymore, their relationships. They,
Wow.
they're bulletproof. And I'll give you a quick example and then I'll talk about the meaning. So, well, let me talk about the meaning first. So, meaning, the definition of meaning in the way that I'm using it, is what you know for sure. Oh, he lives in Montana. He must be a hiker. We give meaning to everything, right?
Mm.
Somebody walks past us and doesn't say hello. I did something wrong. They don't like me. Or financing doesn't come through on your deal. And you go, oh God, this is a travesty. We're going to go under, or we're not going to be able to pay our bills. And as entrepreneurs, this is so key. Okay. So I'm going to make a little provocative statement.
Okay.
Some of you may be familiar with it, others, it's going to explode your brain. Um, Events have no inherent meaning.
Hmm.
So if you, everybody do this with me. If you're in a room and somebody walks past you and doesn't say hello, what might you think?
That I did something wrong, or that they're being a
Perfect.
jerk, or
Right.
yeah.
So some of you said they're rude, they're
Yeah.
distracted, they didn't see me, that whatever you said when I asked that question is meaning.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Apologies for interrupting your programming. But I have to tell you, the best investment you can make in yourself is one in which helps you acquire skills. You've probably heard people talk about, oh, just invest in yourself and you'll be successful. Yes, that's true to a degree, but you have to invest in skills that will ultimately help you achieve your desired results. And I think one of the best skills one can possess, be it an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur, is the sales sword. Really knowing how to sell, utilizing pressure-free persuasion, which will make you more money and more impact. Now, if you want to know how to sell more efficiently and effectively, I just launched a sales course called The Proven Roadmap Process to Selling Millions of Dollars and helping you to increase your conversions guaranteed. And you can get access to this new sales course that The Happy Hustle is launching at thehappyhustle.com/sales. And if you act fast, you'll get it at the lowest price it'll ever be available, because we are launching it and we want to gain amazing testimonials and social proof to further share this knowledge. So if you act fast, you can get it at the lowest price it'll ever be. That's at thehappyhustle.com/sales. Now let's get back to this episode.
Where did that meaning they don't like me or I did something wrong? Sorry. Where did that meaning come from?
Probably past experience.
Nope.
No?
Where did the meaning come from? So I said, if somebody else say hello to you, what do you think? And you said, I think I did something wrong. So where do you think from? Where does thinking happen?
In your brain?
In your brain.
Yeah.
All meaning is in your mind, your
Mm.
brain, your head. Meaning is inside your head.
Mm.
So if meaning is in your head, do events have inherent meaning?
No.
No. And people say, well, what about, 9/11? And what about the Holocaust? And what about? Okay. So just because 9/11 happened doesn't mean all Arabs are terrorists or all Muslims are terrorists or we'll never be safe again. We don't know anything for sure because something happened. So here's how I used it in my life. My husband died. He was an extraordinarily he was an extraordinary human being. Let me just say that. And we had an amazing 35-year marriage. And it was devastating that he died. So grieving is fine and healthy. But when you don't want to get out of bed, that's not healthy. So I would lie in bed, and here's the tool I'm going to teach you. And there's a lot of ways to do it. I'm going to give you two. What happened? My husband died. What meaning did you give it? Now listen, everyone, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to starve to death. I don't know how to run a business. I don't know the difference between a P&L and a balance sheet. Give me people, give me Oprah, give me the president of the world. I will transform their lives. They will transform their lives with me. I promise. That's my gift. But run a business? Shoot me in the head, right? So I would say, what meaning did I give it? I'm going to starve to death. What else could it mean? Well, it could mean I'm going to figure it out, step up, get some help, and do it. And 8 years later, my business is good. We're rocking it, right? So it didn't mean that. So there might be consequences to an event. So the consequences of his death was a lot. I make all my decisions myself. I have to there's a lot of consequences, but no meaning. So the next day, I don't want to get out of bed. What happened? Morty died. What meaning did you give it? I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. What else could it mean? That your second act is waiting. And if anybody's listening, I'm waiting for my second act.
There you go.
But you have to water all the plants.
Yes. I hear you.
So The fact that he died has no meaning. That's not to say it doesn't matter, it's no big deal, who cares anyway? No, but it has no meaning. We don't know anything for sure. So if you're in business and anything happens, as entrepreneurs, we get up one day and everything's great and wonderful. And the next day, all of a sudden, our clients disappear, or, somebody takes over, wants a hostile takeover, whatever it is. If you sit and you just say, what happened, the event, what meaning did I give it? Come up with one other possible meaning, and then get the event has no inherent meaning. We don't know anything for sure because this is happening. One door closes, another door opens, right? So that's one way. Here's another way. And then I want to say one more thing about this.
Yeah.
So the way Morty, my late husband, did it was, what happened? Somebody made a mistake that cost the company $1 million. What meaning did I give it? We're going to be in trouble, or that guy should be fired. What else could it mean? Well, it could mean that he learned something that's going to make him my best employee, because he's never, ever going to do that again. But the fact that it happened has no meaning, right? Now, here's the other way to do it. What happened? The guy made a mistake. We lost $1 million. What meaning did I give it? And then get the meaning is in your mind, not in the events. And then the meaning goes away.
Yeah. And that's how you reshape those beliefs ultimately.
Well, no. Now,
Okay.
the beliefs cause the meaning. And to the degree that you have a belief, you're going to have to keep dissolving the meaning.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Once you get rid, so let me give you a great example.
Please.
I had a belief that ran my life that is one of the most common beliefs people have. And it's a survival strategy belief, meaning it holds the beach ball underwater. Like, what makes me good enough are my achievements. Well, I had, what makes me good enough is having other people think well of me.
Yeah.
So if somebody looked at me cockeyed, the meaning I would give it is, oh God, they don't like me, right?
Yeah.
When I got, and I gave people a lot of credence, about who I was. And when I got rid of that belief, my father and my brother used to say things like very unconscious things like, oh, you're stupid, or oh, you don't think, or oh, you always do something. They'd make those kinds of comments. And I would get, you can't talk to me like, blah, blah, blah. And I'd get screaming and crying and angry. And they had tremendous power over me. When I got rid of the belief, I stopped giving what they said meaning automatically, because what they thought of me didn't mean anything. So when they said you're stupid, it didn't mean anything. And it was like, Carrie, watching a puppet show. Like, oh, they just said that.
Yeah.
I had all the power. Now, my mother did what we call the occurring course, where we teach you how to do this and you practice it for 10 weeks. And we give you different tools, different ways to do it. My mother did it. And she and my father they were married 73 years.
Wow.
And they would bicker a lot. A lot.
Yeah.
He would say something, she would start yelling, he would start yelling, and my husband couldn't stand it. He got used to it, but going down to Florida was not his favorite thing.
I bet. Yeah.
So my mother does the course, and my father says she cuts herself, and he's yelling, "Oh, you're a schluck! You don't watch what you're doing." You said, ugh. And all she heard was, "I love you, and I worry about you. I love you anyway." And she said, She turned around, she said to him, Jackie, I know you love me and you're worried about me. And he goes, oh my God, you're right. Next day, Hilda, you left your bag on the table. Now, normally she would give it the meaning that he thinks she's this or that. And she said, oh, it could mean he's a powerless man. He needs to control everything. But the fact that he said it has no meaning. So she
Hmm.
said, okay, Jackie, thank you. They stopped fighting. I called Morty and I said, get on a plane. You are not going to believe this.
Wow.
They stopped fighting. The last 3 years of their life, they did not fight.
Jeez Louise. Now that's a powerful testimony right there. I mean, and just think about it for you out there listening, like how this can be applied to your everyday reality. Really. It's would you say it's a choice? Is that how you would frame it?
Um, I don't like the word choice, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
When you talk about choice and free will, and like people say, oh, you choose to work all the time. No, you don't. A belief, like a belief is a box.
Hmm.
So inside the box, everyone, people can't be trusted. Having a lot of close friends that you tell everything to is not like make believe I have a box with an X in it. That's the belief. Okay. Sorry, the box is the belief. The X is what's possible. That X is not possible in that box, right? Um, Having trust, having employees that you trust, not a possibility inside the box. People can't be trusted. So you don't have a choice.
Hmm.
You can't live, it's very hard to live inconsistently with your beliefs.
Hmm.
So if you believe people are out to get you, that's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to do. That's how you're
Yeah.
going to behave,
True.
right? If you believe it's a dog eat dog world, like I'm listening to you, and given your beliefs, your life looks like what it looks like,
Hmm.
right? You believe contribution is important, so you contribute. I had a client recently who had the belief if I don't take care of myself, no one else will.
Hmm.
Because as a child, they never got taken care of. So they had to do it. Now, here's how again, how do your beliefs impact your life? She looked like the most selfish person in the world. She wasn't. She
Hmm.
just had a belief if I don't take care of myself, no one's going to take care of me. So she focused on taking care of herself, not because she was selfish, not because she had a choice to take care of other people, because if she didn't do it, she wouldn't be taken care of.
Hmm.
That's the power of beliefs.
Yeah.
That's why you have no choice.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, it all makes sense. It's a big concept, though. I will say, Shelly, it's like you got me questioning life at large right now and all my beliefs. And I hope all the happy hustlers are thinking, okay, obviously there's a lot here, and I need to go deeper. That's why they should go to eliminatebeliefs.com and take Shelly up on this amazing resource. Where else can people go to learn more about this, to learn more about you, to potentially pick up a copy of the book? What's the best place to
Yeah,
find these resources?
this audience is going to be ripe for my new course, Fully Alive, because it's
Yeah.
really about watering all the plants and
Mm.
looking
Yep.
at, yeah, you're successful. Yeah, you got a lot of money, but how's your rest of your life, right?
Yeah.
But they can go to lefkoeinstitute.com,
Okay.
LEF as in Frank, KOE, institute.com. And that's how, you can look at working with me or doing the occurring course or whatever sings to you about what I talked about today. But I will tell you that when you look at your life and you keep trying the same thing over and over again, we all know, of course, that's the definition of insanity.
Hmm.
But people go on these journeys, and like you said, Carrie, they do all this personal growth work, and some people do spiritual work, and they evolve and they become very, um, uh, spiritual and enlightened and blah blah blah. But if you don't work on the creation, the
Hmm.
piece, right? We have at the end of the belief process, I take everybody into a space where it's like an altered state. You would love it,
Hmm.
where you have an experience of yourself as God in your universe.
Hmm.
Because what you get is you existed before these beliefs did. You created the beliefs.
Hmm.
The beliefs create your life.
Hmm.
So if you create the beliefs that create your life, what does that make you?
Wow.
And
Yeah.
and what you get, which is really cool, is everybody close your eyes.
Okay.
I
Let's
never
do it.
did this. I never did this on a podcast before.
All right. Let's do
Okay.
it.
You come into this world as a little ball of consciousness. Before you create any distinctions about yourself, life, or people, do any exist?
Mm-mm.
In that space, what's possible?
Anything.
What limitations do you have in that space?
Nothing.
You know how we live as if something's missing? If only this, if only that.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, as the creator of your life, as that ball of consciousness, is there anything missing?
Mm-mm.
What does that feel like, Carrie?
Ecstasy.
Yeah. So, so it's cool. So
Yeah.
that's who you are.
Yeah.
You're the distinction creator. And if you
Mm.
say this is better than that, a Maserati is better than a Volt, you'll believe that. You'll do that. But it's not the truth. There is no the truth.
Mm. Phew, mind blown, Shelly. Mind blown. Geez, we could talk for hours. I do want to respect your time. I want to put you through some of our traditional happy hustle hack questions. These are like a tip, a tool, a tactic in a couple different disciplines. First being health, we mentioned it, but I always like to ask, is there something uniquely Shelly that we could deem a happy hustle hack for your health? Anything come to mind there?
Yes. Um, oh God. Um, so the first thing is gratitude.
Yep.
So I wake up every morning, and every time I hear myself say, "Oh, I'm alone," I'm not alone. I have a million friends. I have a great life, but
Yeah.
I don't have a partner.
Mm.
And then I go, Shelly, you're not in Gaza. You don't have cancer.
Yeah.
You're fine. So I have a gratitude practice, and I
Yeah.
just, every single morning I get up and I say, I'm healthy. I am
Yeah.
healthy. I can do anything. I hike 6 miles. 7 miles, whatever. I'm play pickleball twice a day. I lift
Yeah.
weights. I'm good. So gratitude is really important.
Mm.
And the other thing for me is I have a belief that exercise will keep me young and vital. And if I'm
Mm.
going to be on this planet, I want to be young and vital. And
Yeah.
exercise, moving your body, could be sports, it could be the gym, it could be, but it gets your endorphins up.
Yep.
And that just isn't about physical health, it's about emotional health,
Yep.
you know. And the other thing is love well.
Mm.
Love well, just love.
Yeah.
You know, the therapist used to say to me, never fall in love with your clients. Are you kidding? I love my clients. I'm invited to their wedding. I'm going to a wedding in July.
That's awesome.
I so love well.
Yeah, those are amazing happy hustle hacks. I'm a big proponent of practicing an attitude of gratitude. I write, 5 to 10 things every morning that I'm grateful for. And,
Yeah.
it's a better way to live.
Yeah.
And yeah, just staying vibrant and healthy. It's a gotta be a part of everyone's everyday reality if you want to be a happy hustler. So let's talk about a happy hustle hack for money. I do think it's an energy, right? It's a frequency. It makes you more who you are, right? It reveals the truth, if there is such a thing, of your character, I believe, at least in some capacity. What would
I
you
got you
say?
trained well.
Yes,
True.
right. Yes, I did the air quotes for those just listening. Um, what would you say is a happy hustle hack for money? Maybe something you've done to help make money or to save it or invest it. Something maybe again uniquely Shelly. Anything come to mind?
I'm going to be a one trick pony on this one.
Okay.
I had beliefs about money,
Yeah.
and oh, I'll be transparent. So my late husband was an amazing, amazing, amazing human being, and money was not. He just gave, and he was a little too philanthropic.
Mm,
So I was left in debt,
mm,
and I had to get rid of my beliefs about money. And when I did, I am completely out of debt. And as I said, my business is thriving and doing well.
mm,
So get rid of your beliefs about money. Money is
yeah.
scarce and hard to get. Money is the root of all evil. Money corrupts. What makes me good enough is having money. So that's my answer.
Yeah. Thank you for being transparent. And I feel like a lot of people resonate with that. It's just, I still, Shelly, and I tell some of the happy hustlers this, when I go to the restaurant, just because I was trained, coming from a blue collar, father who just has a mechanic business and a hardworking mother, um, I still was raised very frugal, and I look at the menu price first. I don't look at the food. It's like my brain just goes to the right of what's the cost, and I'm like every time I do it, I always force myself to order the most expensive thing on the menu just to break that belief and to live in abundance. But it's one of those things; these beliefs run so deep. I just want to stay here for one more beat. How do we break money beliefs specifically? I know it's part of your course, but is
Yeah,
there something?
yeah. No, but I want to address something you said because it's really important.
Yeah.
What you said about trying to break beliefs. So, what you do, and what a lot of us do, is we go from that to not that.
Mm,
So, my father did that. I'm not doing that. I'm doing that. And that's not good because,
yeah.
again, you
True.
don't have a choice. It's reactive, it's not um, uh, um, intentional. So, it's
Mm,
my favorite word in the whole world, intentional.
yeah.
To be intentional about, is it appropriate? Did we have a good month? Am I in a position to do that? Can I have? Yes, absolutely. But I'm just going to order, And that's again the power of beliefs. It drives
Yeah.
us to make decisions that we don't have a choice in.
Mm,
So, um, again, how you break a money belief is how you break any, and I don't use the word break, I say eliminate. That's why we
yeah.
say eliminatebeliefs.com, because everybody says bust them, bang them, whatever.
Yeah.
We eliminate them so they
Mm,
don't come back. So I'd have to go through the process with you,
got it.
but basically what you want to do is go back to the source of where the belief came from, and then you do alternative interpretations of that. And then what you ultimately have to get is that you never saw whatever your belief was about money, that
Mm, okay.
you saw your father be frugal, but you never saw money is scarce and hard to get.
Mm, well said. And yeah, that's a really great distinction. And yeah, I appreciate that. Let's talk about spirituality. Maybe one last happy hustle hack for a way to connect to a higher power. Anything that you do again in this arena that we could deem a happy hustle hack for spirituality?
Well, we call it the creator space. So the thing I took you through
Mm,
is you get in touch with, I believe we are part of God consciousness, universal consciousness. We're all connected, we're all one, and we took a body to play a game here, you know, um, on Earth. And so for me, that's really how I get in touch with my spirituality. But something just came to me.
mm,
There's a line in Les Miserables, and it says, to love another person is to see the face of God.
mm.
And
Wow.
to me, yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah. To love another person is to
And
see
the
the
other
face of
thing I
God.
want to say,
Yeah.
here's a good life hack.
Yeah.
Be a yes. And I'm not a big hack giving hacks,
Yeah.
because for me, if you got to eliminate beliefs to be able to do all the things we're telling
Right.
people to
Right.
do. However, people who have beliefs consistent with what you and I are teaching will be able to do it, right?
Right.
So be a yes. So I'm
Mm.
going to leave you with this. We here in Marin County have this little thing we do on birthdays, and it's called What I Love About You.
Hmm.
So I'm going to do this with Carrie.
Okay.
Carrie, what I love about you is everything. So that's how you start. Okay.
Oh,
What I
okay.
love about you is how incredibly conscious you are. What I
Mm.
love about you is how, when you got on, your warmth, we
Mm.
connected immediately. What I love about you is that you want to be a good parent and you want your baby to have the best life that he or she could have.
Hmm.
And what I love about you is that you got burnt out as being a tech person and you changed your life. You
Yeah.
did something about it. You didn't bitch and complain. So I could go on and on, and
Yeah.
you know,
Thank you.
and why I'm sharing this is people feel seen, which
Mm.
is what people want, right?
Yeah. Right.
And somebody, my friend Trisha, said to me, "What I love about you is you're a yes."
Mm.
And that was one of the greatest things anybody's ever said to me.
Yeah.
Because if you say, "Do you want to go hiking?" Yes. You want to go camping? Yes. You want to go to a black tie? Yes. You want to get on a plane? Yes. It's just, you want to play pickleball? Yes. Anything. And it makes life way more fun.
Yeah. Woo. Amen. And thank you so much, Shelly, for all the kind words. And the sentiment is shared. I love many things about you in our short interaction. I'm looking forward to future collaborations. And I'm just really excited to put this episode out into the world. Where can people
Yeah.
go to follow you online as well? Is there social media that you're more active on than others?
No, I mean, I'm on Instagram.
Yeah.
I resist.
I hear you.
I don't like saying things in snippets.
Okay.
Podcasts are my wheelhouse because
Yes.
I get to share the meat and potatoes and make a
Yep. Yep.
difference. And this TikTok 1 minute,
Oh,
I hired this guy to do some videos, and he says to me, if you don't get them in the first 5 seconds, they're gone. They're not going to give you a minute.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass.
I
So
know.
yes, I'm on Instagram at Shelly
Okay.
Lefkoe, and Facebook and
Okay.
LinkedIn and all that. But if you want me, lefkoeinstitute.com, go to eliminatebeliefs.com, eliminate a belief, and play with it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Before I let you go, I got to put you through the quick rapid fire round. Okay. So
Oh,
this is just random questions, Shelly, and
oh,
you
I
answer
thought that was
honestly.
it. All
No, that
right.
wasn't it. This is it. So
Oh,
first thing that comes to mind. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Go. Favorite food.
Favorite food. God, I just went blank. Bagel, lox, and cream cheese.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Favorite movie.
Favorite movie, American President,
Favorite book.
Shantaram.
What is your spirit animal?
Oh God, I will tell you a story after. Oh my
Okay.
God, my spirit animal, a butterfly.
All right. A butterfly. Best business advice.
Get that it's a game.
Mm. Three things that you're most grateful for.
Oh, my life, my friends, my health, my kids.
Mm. And if you had a billboard for the world to see with your last piece of content on there, Shelly, what does that billboard read?
Mm. be a good friend.
Mm, yeah. Love it. Shelly, this has been amazing. I just want to take a moment to acknowledge you for sharing your love, your light, your wisdom, your joy. It's infectious. Your
Oh,
belief elimination techniques and your whole methodology that you and your husband created. It's so powerful. It's transformed so many lives, the Lefkoe Institute. And it's just really cool to get to know you and to collaborate with you further. I'm looking forward to it and just grateful for you. So thank you for your time today.
thank you for having me. This was the funnest podcast. The best.
Yeah,
It
that's
really was. I loved it.
awesome. All right. I got to ask you the final finishing question every person gets, which is, what does happy hustling mean to you?
Be authentic. Be your
Mm,
authentic self and just have fun. Life's
mm,
short, you guys. It goes fast.
yeah. Mic drop.
Yeah.
Shelly Lefkoe, y'all. Thank you for watching and listening. We are
Shelly,
out.
let go out.
Peace and love, everyone.
Bye,
Woo!
everyone.